Hi guys, so I'm going to do that potato reveal now. The natural dieback on these potatoes this year is really quite odd. I don't know how well you can see this, but it's yellowing, the spots on it. It almost looks like blight, but it's not. It's way too early in the season to be blight. But they're all doing this apart from the main crop. So, you know, I'm going to harvest this now because it looks like it's not going to grow anymore looking at the leaves. So let's see what happens. But again, this is about 14 weeks now. So I'm going to chop up the tops. And there's a few actually I can see starting to grow at the top out of the soil a little bit, so maybe I should have earthed this up a little bit more than I had. But this should be the biggest crop so far, but then again with the natural dieback, and there's so many wood lice in here, I'm hoping that hasn't affected the tubers, but we'll see. There's definitely stuff starting to grow that's been in the sunlight, the green ones there. So this feels heavier, so this should in theory be the biggest crop so far, but you never know with these. Let's have a look. I can't see anything yet. In fact, I can't see anything at all. So there's the seed potato, which is horrible. So what we got? There's not a lot in the bottom part. But this is a bit better, but they're not big. This definitely is Charlotte this time. You can see by the tubers. Oh yeah, there we go. That's better. So these have grown more towards the top of the soil. There's a little bit of scab on these, which suggests they was probably underwater a little bit earlier on in their lives. These are bundled up really close to the seed potato. So there's a lot on here that would have come through, but they're quite strange. They've all sort of stayed very, very close to the potato, the seed potato, and not really moved on too much. Yeah, that's not a bad crop. These are definitely Charlotte without a doubt. Some weird shaped ones in here, and they all need breaking off the main stem. There's some very odd shaped ones, in fact. So I don't know if a bit of this is a bit of stunted growth due to the weird deficiency that was potentially on the leaves, or was it natural dieback, but I thought that Charlotte were second earlies, which would normally be harvested a little bit later in the season anyway. So like I say, it's really, everything's really clumped together. Very close to the main potato, so they haven't branched out too much. So I don't know if that's something I've done or something that normally happens with Charlotte. But these have been in about, I'd say about 13 or 14 weeks. I think they were planted around mid-Feb. Doesn't feel like there's anything more in there. So the soil was moist. There was a lot of wood lice and quite a few millipedes and things I saw in the bottom. So not too bad, and they're definitely Charlotte this time. So I've got a fair sized amount, probably only about a pound, maybe just over. But yeah, here we go. That's Charlotte. There's a lot more tubers than you get with Swift, so if I'd have left this longer, probably would have got. Yeah, I probably would have got a fair few more than you do, but then they're not as early, so it's not a bad crop of Charlotte there for about sort of 14 weeks. There's quite a few small ones, but you can just boil them and eat them whole, so there's no problem at all. But there you go. That's a harvest of Charlotte. 2 seed potatoes in the polytunnel for about 13 or 14 weeks. I think they were planted or sowed about the. I think it's probably around the sort of 20th of February. So there we go, and these are definitely Charlotte this time. You can see them; they're a lot creamier colour, a lot sort of more sort of yellowy. So yeah, I'm happy with that, and there's not too much scab on them, and they are definitely Charlotte because the oval nature of the tubers, and they're a lot nicer and waxier. Fantastic potato, in fact. So there we go. Happy with that, guys. Take care. Thanks. Bye bye.